Really unsexy video, but nobody talks about this. You're gonna get a full in-depth guide on the banking setup that you need to have to protect your assets in paper lead, to be able to process transaction without any sudden freezes. And if you're a non-US citizen, so you're a foreigner having a US LLC but living abroad, right? This video is gonna be perfect for you because I'm in the same situation. I did all of this research and now I'm gonna give it away for free because protecting your money is just as important as earning it. Because the dumbest shit there is on the planet is you make all of this money and the bank just freezes it because they're a fintech bank, not like a regular bank, right? And I just read a bunch of like if you have Mercury, you should be worried. I mean, if you do not have US, like I'll be just telling you the full thing, but if you do not have US citizenship, right, and you get international clients on Mercury, you're labeled as a risk. And I'll be actually giving you some strategies on how to divert that risk. So, for the US traditional banks that you want to open up as non US founders, you got like this whole list right here. I'm not going to go through it because it's just like the whole notes and everything is like written on it. So, you can just take a screenshot of it, right? But those are the ones I found. Do your own due diligence, for God's sake. Don't listen to like random people on the internet, right? Just like check everything, but it's like you need like a residential address to open it up, and a minimum deposit that you can take out immediately afterwards because they want to see that you are not broke and that you can, because it's for a risk for them that you're not a US citizen and you're opening an account from a foreign country, so you just need to prove that you have money essentially, by having a, that's why they have this minimum deposit requirement and you can withdraw that immediately. Now specifically for fintechs, that's what most US LLC founders have that are like not US citizens and living abroad, right? You have Mercury, which is the goaded one, but I've seen like some threads where people getting their accounts frozen, right? So like obviously that's like 0.1% of people, but I would still always diversify your funds with Relay, Ramp, Brex, Airwallex, Lily, and this is not Payoneer me. It's like a mistake because I clauded this whole thing. It's Payoneer. So Payoneer.com. And you can basically take a look, take a screenshot of this list and see if that's useful for you to diversify your funds because it's quite easy to open it up. You just need to show your residential address and you have a US LLC, right? Um, Payment processors, I would avoid Stripe because they freeze amounts that are too big. Fan bases, not fan base. Fan bases works. QuickBooks is a merchant account, so they're very good at receiving payments larger than in the 5 to 6 figures range on a single try. QuickBooks, I would always use or bank transfers for anything larger than like $15,000. And to get credit and ads back, like on like 3-4% back on your ad spend, which makes a difference, right? You can use these two credit cards. They're like the go-to ones in the space. And I think like you can obviously get like flights as well, but they have like Chase Sapphire has like a cashback that's unlimited, so it's a complete game changer. And I do know that there are some people like out in the internet like Miles Fly High or some a company like that, that are buying these coins off you because they purchase flights for cheap using those, like they're like the middlemen and they are selling like flights for really cheap and they're buying the flights with the points that you have, so they pay your points for like the pennies on the cents, pennies on the dollar. But really do your own research on that, right? I'm not endorsing anybody on this video. I'm just like sharing what I did on my own research. And I would always have multiple fintechs, real bank, Vanguard as like they're like a broker, so you can also keep your money on there. They have like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old history, so it's also pretty safe. Um, and you can also have like crypto hardware. That's like the safest one, I would say, because it's decentralized and it's like basically a hardware drive with a backup 20-word password, and you don't rely on anybody, right, to have your money. So yeah, US residential address, go to somebody who can do that for you. It just, you need to pay some money for it, and US LLC. And specifically I would also get the ITIN, right, because for some banks you might need it, but it's like 8 to 9 weeks to get it done, but you can pay somebody on Fiverr to take care of all of it. So that's basically the whole banking infrastructure and payment processing infrastructure. If you have questions, I got like Telegram and Instagram.